All right, and I'm back. So, ooh, I'm falling apart here. Me and myself together. So, I went over with you guys already um what Pisces season was all about, what the sun was doing, what Pisces energy was from the Kabbalah, from the Netters, from a Christianity standpoint, and we also got into herbalism and so on and so forth. And if you missed that video, it's okay. It'll be on YouTube. We won't put that on YouTube, so no worries. So now that we've gotten that out the way, let me just. I just want to make sure I sound okay. So now that we got that out the way. Okay. I think it's just my computer. My computer just sounds like trash, and that's fine. Let me just hold on a second. Let me. I just want to make sure it sounds good. Okay. So the sound is off. Hopefully y'all can hear me. If you cannot hear me, please comment in the comment section and let me know if you can hear me or not. But yeah. So now we're going to get into the planets, where they are, what they're doing, and what that means for you. And we're going to get started with the sun, because we already went over in detail what the sun was doing and things like that. The sun went into Pisces in the seventh house on February 18th. Uh, then we went into, then we'll be going into the eighth house on March 9th. And after that, March 20th, we'll be going into Aries, the eighth house. So just starting off with the sun rules your ego, how you see yourself, your self purpose, how others see you. Also, masculine energy, like how you interact with your own masculine energy, how you interact with masculine energy of other people around you, and so on and so forth, right? So, with the sun and that energy of Pisces, so we had like a whole thing, if you guys missed it, you guys can always tap back in. But we had a whole thing about Pisces season energy, and just giving you guys a gist. What Pisces energy is all about: duality, also about being intuitive and sensitive and emotional and inspirational. But with that duality, it also comes like a lack of like grounding, the ability to make decision making. So there's probably like an interpretation of some level of indecisiveness and things like that. And also, with that is the ability to be gullible, right? Because people who have issues being decisive and making decisions will automatically attract people who know how to make decisions and things like that. But usually those decision makers are selfish or self-centered and so on and so forth. Like when you lack boundaries, you're going to attract people who are going to stretch your boundaries. Like that's just how the physics works. But yeah, so with the sun and Pisces energy, that's how you're feeling on your outer self, your self purpose, and your masculine energy. And masculine energy is not just like man, male energy. It's also physical energy, your lower self, your ego, that energy that's about like materialism and tangible things, like how you accumulate those things, how what they mean to you and things like that. And right now, like the energy is all about and like what makes you feel good. A lot of people are being emotionally driven. A lot of people are getting into that spirituality that Pisces energy is bringing. But we've already been in that energy already, kind of with the Aquarius energy going out and about. We're in the age of Aquarius. And we'll get into the other planets later on, but you'll see why, when we talk about the stars, we're always in a spiritual realm to begin with. But now we're in the spaced out Neptune, Jupiter ruled energy, and the sun is in it, and everybody's just feeling real spiritual and getting into their ancestors, and we're just feeling it on the inside, and everybody's wearing it on their sleeves now on the outside. A lot more people are coming in tune with it and being more comfortable with their spirituality on the outside. And it's a beautiful thing. And then you have some people who are fighting against the grain and saying, oh, well, why are all these people doing this and that and that and that? And we know how that goes. It is what it is. Now, the seventh house is all about your one-on-one relationships, their importance, the perspectives. It's also a good time to close deals or close bonds, like just like those really intimate relationships, right? So right now you're just feeling like really sensitive about like your intimate relationship. So how okay, so just breaking down the building blocks, so you're like, how did you get to that? Just for those of you who are aspiring to become like horoscope readers and so on and so forth. So the sun is like what? The sun is the what? Like what is it? What is the energy that we're talking about right now? And the zodiac energy is like the how. Like how is this what being expressed? Okay? And then the house energy is like where? Where are we expressing this energy? So what, how, and where. And that's how you piece together to get readings and read natal charts and so on and so forth. So clip that part, rewind, fast forward when you read your natal chart, when you read other people's natal charts, so on and so forth. That's how you piece the pieces together. So the seventh house is directed, it's that Libra energy. It's about one-on-one relationships and importance. And that Libra energy, you're just creating balance, but also having a sense of people pleasing and being a bit of a martyr, thinking that you're creating a balance, but you're not. So a lot of us on the outside feeling really sensitive, very, very spiritual and things like that. And it's been directed towards these one-on-one relationships. And we do see that in these one-on-one relationships, these close, intimate relationships, as people are becoming more open about, being more spiritual, more open and open-minded in their relationships. I've seen that a few times on my social media thread, people finally coming out about what's been going on with them in their relationships and stuff like that, and their perspectives on things. Also a good time, like on the other side of the game, for those of you like, all right, I'm tired about hearing about love. On the other side of the game, it's also a good time to close deals, build partnerships. So if you got like a business deal going on right now, a business partnership that's in the works, definitely, bringing that into fruition, because with the sun in this seventh house energy, we're definitely, coming to that, get them contracts signed. Go ahead and build those bonds. Let that be what it is. So on the ninth, the sun is entering the eighth house. So we're moving that sun and Pisces energy from the one-on-one relationships, and we're moving it into the eighth house, which we know is that Scorpio energy, that energy of transformation and sex and secrets and power and rebirth. So as you're moving that spiritual energy, your ego, and how you're achieving things and stuff like that, closing those deals and stuff like that, see yourself coming into some power from that. And on a love sense, if you see yourself starting from that, it's gonna get spicy a little later. But yeah, so that's what we have with the sun. And then of course we'll get into Aries planetary forecast when Aries comes, but that begins March 20th. And we'll get into that when it comes. So Mercury is like your decision making mind, it's your logic, how you communicate, how you teach, and also how you learn. So with Mercury, we started off the season with Mercury and Aquarius in the sixth house. And as you know, last season, if you guys weren't aligned with my Aquarius planetary forecast, we had a whole alignment in Aquarius energy. A lot of different things going on. I'm not gonna lie to y'all, I don't watch the news. I'm not aligned with what's going on in mainstream media. I'm in my own bubble. So if you guys see parallels or hear parallels as you guys hear me make, please communicate with me. Drop them in the comments. I can see them for as much as, the platform allows me to see them. But I am attempting to read and respond. But I don't know too much of the parallels in that area. But yes, during Aquarius season, that's when we had a new president. And I just watched something and read something today about him signing the most executive orders as in the first month of being a president. So him doing that is, I don't know how y'all feel about it. It was a couple executive orders. I was like, oh, when he put us back in the World Health Organization and stuff like that. I don't know. I don't pay attention to the stuff. My opinion is mine based upon my experience and my knowledge and things. Anyway, moving on. I don't like to put too much of my opinion and energy into these things. I like to have like non-biased planetary readings and just make parallels with you guys. But hey, y'all, peace. Thank you for tuning in. We're on Mercury. So we started off the season with Mercury and Aquarius in the sixth house, and that was on February 1st when that happened. February 1st was like a very celestial day. We had a few different energies moving in alignment with one another on that day. But also we have also been in retrograde with Mercury, which started January 30th and it ended on the 21st of February. So saying before, Mercury is all about your decision making logic, how you communicate, how you teach and learn, and things like that nature. And Aquarius energy is like that energy of like individuality, originality, being social, also being rebellious. You got to think about the energy of air. Like, can you put air in a container? No, because it's just not how it works. And so that's the energy of the individual that is of the air. And so you think about it like that. And it's also pretty attached, where it's like it gives everything life, but it's like, oh, catch me if you can, kind of. You can't really, it's not much grounding in that. But it's, we definitely felt like the rebellious energy. We definitely felt the shift of everything going against the grain that we have been going in when that Aquarius alignment occurred. And so Mercury enters Pisces' seventh house on March 15th. And that's fun because then Pisces and the sun will both be in, I said Mercury, right? I think I said Pisces because Mercury and the sun will both be in Pisces energy. So we have that first set of alignment, which we'll get into later on. But Pisces energy, coming back to that intuitive, inspirational energy about the duality, but also the indecisiveness, because always being able to see the duality in all things at the same time. And so if you guys missed that, the overall Aquarius season for season thing is going to be on YouTube later. I know the Facebook live version I did earlier was trash because my mic was terrible, but luckily I was also recording live on Instagram and the sound for that is great. So we're going to go with that. And yeah. But going back to Mercury, going into Pisces in the seventh house is dealing with the one-on-one relationships, coming back to that Libra energy. And I don't watch, yeah, you don't watch the news either. I don't watch the news. Yes, Aquarians are definitely very indecisive. You can't catch them. But then we're also coming into that from that Aquarius indecisive energy that's all about being rebellious and individual and original. And then we're coming into that spiritual indecisive energy because Pisces energy is also still always seeing a duality in things. So now we're coming into, I'm a little bit more, you can grab water a little bit better than you can grab air, but you still can only do but so much. You know what I mean? It's still not earth. It's like but yeah, so the seventh house again, coming back to that Libra energy of one-on-one relationships, and also coming back to that energy of signing contracts and the bonds on the business standpoint. Just the intimate relationships around you, whether they be friendships, partnerships, that person that shares a desk with you in your office every day. It's just a good time to just make certain decisions in those areas of your life. On a spiritual tip, definitely, because now we have the sun. Eventually we'll have the sun and Mercury in alignment to help you do that. So Venus also was another energy. It entered Aquarius, the sixth house, on February 1st. We had a beautiful alignment, and it's entering the seventh house. Well, it entered the seventh house on February 22nd. And then Venus entered Pisces. So Venus is currently in Pisces in the seventh house. So Venus is all about love and finances and what you're attracted to and what gives you pleasure and what pleasure looks like to you and how you obtain it, how you maintain it, and your self-esteem and all that fun stuff. So Venus is in that Pisces energy, is still coming back to duality, coming back to being inspirational and spiritual and things of that nature. So again, we have our third alignment, the sun, Mercury, and Venus at some point in time. Right now we're still on the 15th of March. All three will be aligned. Still coming back to that intuitive energy. With this, be careful. Be careful because know that we are always being watched, and we make it easy to be watched because we love to be watched. We want to be seen. We want to be heard. And that's fine. There's absolutely nothing wrong with it. That's what we're meant to do. We're meant to tell stories. We're meant to transfer information and create and things like that. That's what we've been doing since the beginning of time. This is just how we do it now. All that to say, be careful. We have a lot of energy in Pisces. And like I said, it comes in indecisiveness. With that being said, the law of attraction says if you are being indecisive, you're going to attract people, things, and situations that are going to make the decisions for you. Now, let it be known that it's not always your choice. Going back to our overall Pisces season forecast that we did, the tarot card for this season is the Wheel of Fortune card, reminding you that everything is not always in your control. So things are going to come and make decisions for you. With that being said, still be mindful of the people that are going to play, situations that are going to play on the fact that you're being indecisive about things. Don't be taken advantage of, always trying to see multiple points of view of a situation. You know, go with your gut. It's cool to be like water and be like both of the fishes, but sometimes it's okay to be the fish that's going upstream. And then on March 12th, which is still during Pisces season, March 12th, Venus is entering in the eighth house. So with Venus entering the eighth house, like we said before, is all about transformation, right? And rebirth and death. And it's that Scorpio energy, that mystic energy, understanding complexities of yourself, of the things and all that is around you. So you're definitely going to find your love and your finances. Just mm, you're gonna find, yeah, the Wheel of Fortune card does apply in this. I had I had an inkling, and I was tapped into my Pisces energy. Tell you why. Because before I did this video, I had an inkling like, yo, use your tarot cards as reading, Nika. Like, you did it before. I did it one time last year for Leo season, but I did it by myself. It wasn't a live planetary forecast. It was pre-recorded, and I did my cards because that's comfortable for me. It's a controlled environment, whatever. So like, but I was like, yeah, just do it live. Like, just start something new. Like, this will be like opening for you. And it's funny because as I'm doing the planets and I'm saying the words that I'm saying, I it wasn't intentional, but in hindsight, like I'm saying exactly what I tried to tell myself to do, to take out the tarot cards. And I'm coming to a point where I wish I would have, so I could explain things to you a little better. But and also like exhibit what the natal readings are like, and also, tie in the tarot cards to this so you can see the alignment of all things. But it is what it is. Anyway, coming back to Venus. So your love and finances is all about, it's just rooted in you being indecisive at this moment. So you may feel some indecisive energy and these things. You might feel like you want to go this way, but you also want to go that way. And that's okay. One of the things about like a lot of, and I guess we'll get into that later on, but Mars is doing some stuff, and that's the next planet we'll get into. And what Mars is doing, what it's doing, Mars, we we started off February 14th on Valentine's Day. Mars was in Taurus in the 10th house. And Taurus and Mars is like your animal instincts and your motivation, your energy, your desires, what makes you act, what makes you angry, what does anger look like on you, all that fun stuff. So with Mars and Taurus is like Venus energy. It's your love and your finances. It's your wealth. It's your self-esteem. And what makes you feel good. Like Taurians like to go for what makes them feel good. That's why they're also seen as stubborn, because they're slow to move. Like if what you're telling me to do doesn't make me feel good in the moment that you're telling me, I'm not going to do it yet. I'm going to do it when it finally settles in my head and says, this might make you feel good. And for the person on the outside looking in, it'd be like, dang, I told you so. Or why you can't just do what I tell you to do when I tell you to do it. Like, it'd be like that. But that's how Taurians move. They're bulls. Think about how a bull moves. A bull is slow on a normal day, but you piss that bull off, good luck. If you make that bull see red, good luck. And so, with that being said, that's what this Mars and this Taurus energy is. Like, it's slow to move. You will slowly move. I know I was slow. I was taking naps. I was tired. I was doing stuff when I wanted to do it. I was late for stuff. I be like so aligned in hindsight with the planets, and I don't always give it the credit until I do these planetary forecasts in this conversation with y'all. But I was so aligned. Like, I really, it bothers me to take naps. It bothers me to rest. It bothers me to still, I just can't do it. And I'll tell you guys why in a minute when I talk about what Mars is doing next. And it's just like with the Mars and Taurus and they're being all slow, but they're being aggressive, like at Red's moment, it's just like that's a lot. It's a lot. So if you felt like you was taking naps, if you felt like you was going anywhere, or you was in the house more than usual, or it was just like, or you could have been, you still probably was slow to move, but very motivated to obtain pinnacles, because we know earth signs are associated with the tarot pinnacle cards. If you just felt all of that, you were definitely in tune with the Mars energy sitting up in Taurus. And the 10th house is all about success. That's like your apex, like the ultimate level, how you're going to reach your success, your aspirations, and so on and so forth. So that was the movement towards success, being slow and steady, and just, but still, I may not come when you want me, but I'm gonna be on time, and it's gonna be, you know what I mean? It's gonna be that I see red energy. You know what I mean? So Mars is moving into Gemini energy towards the 10th house on March 4th, and that's why I despise sitting still. In my natal chart, my Mars is in Gemini, so first of all, I have been already activated in the shadow of, and let me tell you why. Well, I know why. We just said why, because Mars is entering Gemini energy next week. But like, I with the Gemini energy is like, so Pisces energy is like a duality energy, but it's water. It's like, whew, like it's still kind of, you can still put it in a cup. You can still control it and manipulate it to a certain extent. Your Mars is in Cancer. So if your Mars is in Cancer, you're motivated by like nurturing, like Cancer energy. That's that nurturing energy. Also pretty tenacious. So you probably just, your tongue is how you deal with things that quick, because we know crabs be having the claws. You can't mess with them, but they gooey on the inside. So you're very love driven, but like you gotta get past the claws first. That's what's up though. That's also utilizing that is how you're gonna get to where you're going though. You're definitely gonna reach your ambition and your motivation by like that nurturing and intuitive sense of Cancer, because Cancer is ruled by the moon. So like you're already on your path. Like you're already doing what you're supposed to be doing. Who am I speaking to? Right? But like, yeah, so Mars entering Gemini energy is like, Gemini energy is air. So it's like, we already spoke on air. Air is just like way more just out there. Like, you're not holding me down. You're not grabbing me. You're not restraining me. We're not putting this in a bottle. So like, yes, I have been very jumpy lately. My to-do list has been crazy. And a lot of the reason why it's taken me so long to do this planetary forecast is because I couldn't figure out a freaking order of operations on my to-do list. I'm like, I would get up in the morning and be like, all right, I'm gonna work out, then we'll do this and this and this. And then I would end up doing that and that and that. And I'm like, oh, I'm supposed to do this. And then I go to sleep because and I've just been waking up with the craziest anxiety, which has a silver lining because I started working out again to like get it out. And I meant that I stopped working out for a couple weeks because I went vegan, and I was like, oh, this is enough for me. Like I'm back vegan again. So the pounds are just melting off, and I'm back to my clothes falling off me again, and it's great. Not really, because my glasses keep falling off and it's giving me a headache. So I have to get new glasses so my face is smaller. But yeah. You see how I just been rambling just now? Yeah, fuck that. Um, but for Geminis have that versatile, flexible energy, quickness of the mind, always on your toes, and definitely like in your motivation energy and how you go about doing things and stuff like that. You're definitely gonna be on your toes. You're gonna be quick with it. It's gonna come to you and stuff like that, which is gonna be a nice complementary to all this Pisces energy is going on. That is like, might be indecisive in certain things that Gemini energy becomes handy in. You know what I mean? They might complement each other, but they can also be a bad combination at the same time. So be mindful of your planets and what this Mars and Gemini is doing in alignment with your planet. So, like, if your Mars is in Cancer and Mars is in Gemini right now, it's kind of like you're very emotional already. It might be a little bit worse. You know what I'm saying? Like that zodiac energy with this zodiac energy. And then you also want to see the house that it's in. So like this Mars energy is in the 10th house. So this 10th house energy, like I told you guys before, is like the height of success. It's like your public image, your professional aspirations, and your changes in your structure. So like this is the Capricorn energy. 10th house is Capricorn energy. So, Capricorn energy is about challenging yourself. It's about restructuring your structure for yourself. So it's like you come from this determined and grounded Taurus structured energy in the 10th house, and now you're just to this air and just all over the place. So whatever your Mars is in, whatever house it's in, hold on. Hold on. But yeah, if you hold on, you'll definitely be tapped into this 10th house energy that we feel on the outside. Jupiter is the planet of generosity and luck, also the planet of law, tradition, order, business, and growth. So December 2000, no, I said 2000. I'm sorry, y'all. December 19th, Jupiter entered Aquarius 6th house. So Jupiter and Saturn are pretty one and the same. It takes them about a year to go into the next zodiac energy. It's usually the second, third week of December is when they switch zodiac energy. So it's right towards the end of the pagan New Year that they switch off, and that's cool. That's actually pretty cool. That makes sense that we're pagans and we don't even know. And so this year, last year we dealt with Jupiter and Saturn and Capricorn all year. This year we're dealing with Jupiter and Saturn and Aquarius, and they're both in Aquarius in the 6th house, which is why the alignment of Aquarius season was so dope. Like, yeah, that was dope. Y'all gotta watch that Planetary season if y'all interested. I was hype about that. But yeah, this one we have Jupiter and Saturn still sitting in 6th house in Aquarius energy, and the 6th house is your health and your wellness and your daily routines, which we're tapped into that Virgo house energy. So yeah, and different in like your choices. So think about Virgo energy, the Mercurian energy. It's like communication, how you teach, how you learn, how you make decisions and things like that. So with your luck and your wisdom and things like that is that Aquarius energy in towards your health and wellness and daily routines. And we see that on the outside looking in at everybody. We see that. We see people changing their traditions and things like that. We see people changing how they deal with health and what does health look like to them and stuff like that. And that's definitely that Jupiter energy sitting in that Aquarius energy that's causing Jupiter to be like, all right, let's switch up some of these traditions. Let's be rebellious. Let's, detach ourselves from some of these things we've been holding on to. And we've been applying it to the 6th house, which is our health, wellness, and daily routines. And Saturn, which is our planet of challenges and fears, has been chilling with Jupiter. And a lot of us have been dealing with challenges and fears in our traditions, right? A lot of things we were so scared to let go of. A lot of us, especially with this started in December, like a lot of us were like letting go of jobs and letting go of relationships and family members and just as you deal with letting go of family members, you're dealing with different things that come out with the people that are still around you, because you have to interact with them a little different for a bit and stuff like that. It brings certain things out in people and in situations. So a lot of us have been just conquering, and just pat yourself in the back, because I know a lot of y'all don't feel like you've done something so major and so big because you're on the other side of it now. So now it's just like, I didn't do nothing big. Like, my life is regular. I still wake up and go to sleep. But no, like, think about where you were mentally and emotionally and spiritually about a year ago, financially, economically, like mentally. Like, where was your mental strength a year ago? Where are you now? Like, just pat yourself on the back and celebrate this Aquarius energy, because y'all did that during Capricorn energy, where the challenges and the fears were real, right? We were dealing with, COVID just coming out and the quarantine, and a lot of us were dealing with speculations of different theories of what was going on behind closed doors with the quarantine, about what the government was doing, what Hollywood was doing, with people just next door to you was doing. Like, it was just a lot going on. It was a lot of challenges and fears we push through with Jupiter and Saturn sitting in that Capricorn energy. So now that we're in this airy, just free and detached, and also more sociable, as a lot of us last year were building and building on ourselves. A lot of us are coming out now with the things we've created and saying, hey, this is what I have, let's build together. And that's dope too. So that's definitely Jupiter and Saturn sitting together in that Aquarius sixth house energy. And it is affecting our daily routine. I didn't do this every day. Well, no, I did do this last year, but it's a lot of stuff that I'm doing now that I did not do last year. Like, this is my first year working for myself. And so last year around this time, I would have just been going to work, picking my kids up from school and going in the house, not talking to nobody, not calling anybody, not going out, like just not doing anything. But now I have no choice because I work for myself, and that's how I make my money. I make my money by going to these events and hosting events and just being a part of other people's businesses and just being a fly on the wall. Like, I have to be there to, keep my business going. And so that was a lot. Like, it's snowing outside a lot. Like, with quarantine, the earth has been healing. We've been in the house, we haven't been driving as much, chemtrails have not been flying over our heads as much. So like, the earth has been healing. So we had a real winter this year, y'all. Like, and I had to go out in it when I usually would have just been going to work and going home. Now I'm like out, like to different places that, like, it's a whole thing. So like, yeah, it's to just come from that and just be in this like area Aquarius energy, just feel it and just go with the air, especially all my earth signs out there. I know a lot of people have their Jupiters and Saturns and Capricorn energy because we had a nice, like, we do have nice like areas of time in our age group where there's like heavy Capricorn energy in people's charts, especially Neptune. So like, I know a lot of you guys are fighting the air and or just having trouble with it because it's a lot more than what we want to give credit to, that we had to give up, that we still have to give up, that we haven't done yet. As still me, shit, me. Like, I love to make jewelry and stuff like that. I love to do what I do, but I still do it for money. That's going like, now we're still feeding the same economic monster that nobody wants to acknowledge still. It's just, oh, we're doing it too, and now we have opportunities to do it too, so that makes it okay. And it's not okay because look at how much Mother Earth has healed because we stopped doing it for a while. You know what I mean? Like, look at what we're leaving to our kids and our kids' kids and stuff like that. And I want to have grandbabies, and I want to be around, and I can't be around if we can't breathe the water and stuff like that. So like, do it for me, y'all. But like, yeah, like, it's still things that we have to give up. There's still things we gotta shake up. And don't worry, because I'm gonna tell y'all with the couple of planets that's coming up, it's gonna make y'all shake it up if y'all don't get it together. I'm gonna tell y'all. So that is Jupiter and Saturn for y'all. Coming to Uranus, this is the planet I was thinking about when I said what I said. So Uranus is all about one's individuality, progressiveness, change. It's a force that makes people do things in a new way, and it's also a force that makes people like seek truth. Like, that moment where it's like, see, now you really can't say I ain't been showing you, because here it is. I can't show it to you no more. And that's what Uranus energy does. That's what it does for you. So if you find that in your chart, that's the area in your life where the universe has been shaking the shit out of you, and your ancestors and your angels on the side, like, and your tarot reader is tired of pulling up the same fucking cards for you. Yeah, that's that part in your natal chart. That's that part in your natal chart. Where's my Uranus at? I feel like I should know that, because that'll probably fix so many things with me. I don't know why I don't know that. It's left my mind. You're right. There haven't been much chemtrail. There hasn't. There hasn't. I see them starting to come back out a little bit now, but there really hasn't. And wow. So crazy thing is, not too long ago, I need to start getting out more. I gotta shake that shot. Yeah, you got that Cancer energy on your Mars. But go ahead and make those decisions with the Mars and Gemini right now to go ahead and go outside. Well, I wasn't shy. I'm not shy around people that I'm comfortable around. If I'm comfortable around you, which has always been my mom and my siblings, for the most part, if I'm comfortable around you, you're gonna get the full me. But if I get a vibe that, like, I don't know why I just got this thing about me where I have to be like, I'm like a cat in a room. Like if I get a sense that you don't like me, I'm gonna come around you until you pet me. Like you gonna pet me, nigga. You gonna pet me before you leave this motherfucking room. Like, but I don't know why I'm like that. But that's a fun fact about me that I'm healing on. And so if I get that vibe that you're not gonna pet me before you leave the room, I kind of don't show the whole me. I kind of like, but I'm getting out of that as I'm healing. And now it's like I'm sunshine no matter the fuck what. Like I walk in a room and I'm me. And I do like to sit in the corner of a room. I'm still that person. And it's funny because everybody knows that's where they can find me. Because like so my I'm a vendor and I vend at a lot of different events. And so like I always have my table and stuff and it'd be like the Christmas lights and different color lights and stuff like that, the little twinkle star lights and my stuff. But I'm always in the corner of the room. And people always make that joke like, I always know to find them lights in the corner of a room to find you. Like you always over here in the corner by yourself in the cut. Yes, I am. And people come to me. You come to me. And that's how I know I'm going. But yeah, so oh, that's how I am. But around strangers, it's bad. Yeah, I had to go back too because I like to perform. I like to perform my music. Like that shit makes me feel good. So I had to get out of that too. I started attracting myself around people who weren't like it, like that. I just started going to people's performances. I started going to people's shows and I was seeing how cool they was, and I started being cool with them and vibing, and you know, they're all my friends now. And because I knew what I wanted and I knew what I had to do to get it, it was just like, you know what, fuck that, like what gotta be done. Like even on the days I don't feel like it. And I'm gonna tell you, it's so many days I don't feel like it. Like I told y'all, Mars been a tour, and I just been so like I'm tired. And so with it in Gemini now, like coming into Gemini, but still coming out. Um, somebody asked me if I wanted something for myself. Sorry, y'all. My bad. You know I was like, but yeah, I don't know what I was talking about. Yeah, so Mars was in Taurus and I was in Gemini. So that's like maybe like a little bit when it moves into Gemini as it is, it's a little bit more jumpy. But yeah. So Uranus is in Taurus. Taurus, coming back to it, Taurus is that stubborn energy. It's also reliable. It's also determination. And also coming back to that Taurus energy about like being and how you obtain wealth, finances, what wealth and finances to you and all that fun stuff. It's just like what makes you feel good. And how do you act feel good? And why does that make you feel good? That's the Taurus energy. So Uranus is causing like a progressive in that pinnacle energy of Taurus, essentially. Taurus energy is also associated with wealth and finances and stuff like that. It sounded like I'm in a glass jar. I cannot get the audio right for this to save my life. Did that just change or was it always like that? Do I still sound like I'm in a glass jar? Oh, it just happened. That's because I got the phone call. Alright.